I've never heard of it. But it doesn't matter, right? So when I work with like different proprietary softwares and stuff, you don't need to know what about, don't need to have experience with connecting to this, especially the AI age. All we need to do is write down so just write down Kentico API, right? Docs, get the API documentation, right? Bang, you have it, right? So all of this code, everything here is basically the guidelines of how to connect with the API. You do not need to read all of it, right? You do not need an expert that knows how to go through this process. All you need is for you to understand the process of connecting to APIs in general, right? So first things first, you need to know what you're looking for, right? So you get a HTTP request and you can import curl right here. So you import curl from here, right? So you need to generate a curl request. Okay, first things first, what am I getting from Kentico, right? API docs page. I want to make a curl request to get email, I don't know, from specific user, okay? The AI is going to do is going to go and read this entire page and it's going to generate a curl request for me. And I don't know if this works or not in terms of like this function, get email from specific user, but you get what I mean. And then what happens is it's just going to generate that curl request. We copy and paste that, put it in our HTTP request, import curl, bang. All right, there we go, import. There we go, we've done it. This is not it though, right? So, depending on the, information, so this is localhost, right? Depending on the information, right? You need to give the correct information. So for me, what I didn't give the correct information because I did not, this isn't a function, right? However, if you get the right function, it's going to ask you to put username, for example, and obviously the AI is going to tell you, all right? So it's going to say, okay, authentication required, so you can actually complete this API request, all right? You need to put username and password, and then base encode it, right? So base encode, all right? So username and password. So if you haven't done this before, copying that, you go to base encode, there we go, and then you put your username and password here, right? So this is username. You put your username there, you put your password there. The username is someone, and password is Bob. And then you base encode, but that's your base encoding number. And then you put it, your base encode credentials. There we go, bang. Right, so that's your first authentication. Your second one, third one, whatever is required. If it says you need the API key over here, then you get your API key from the platform, etc., etc. And then that's it, right? That's it. And then you just press go, you press execute step, and then there you go. You get the data back from Kentico. And then if something's not working or whatever, you just copy and paste the error, and then you give the error, here we go, something's not working, can you help me out with this? And then yeah, there you go. So some platforms don't have like a documentation like this that is good or updated, so that's when you'll run into issues. And most of the time, those are really, really old softwares. So if you're working with like a company that has like a really, really old dated software application that they haven't really updated the API docs, or their that's when it's going to be a bit of an issue this way, right? And you might need to get in touch with the support team to get the up-to-date way to do that integration. But yeah, that's what I'd recommend.